Got a late one for you today, but it's a very subdued video. What? What is up, Fin fans? Yes, camp day, I think it's 9 now. They did just walkthroughs today, so I don't have a lot of plays, a lot of stuff, but I have. Brian Flores did a press conference today before camp, and he said some very, very, very interesting things, and we will talk about that in just a second. I have to shout out a few people. First, Chad Persons and Chet Kadera. I hope I said your name right. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon. If you want to join, it is linked below. So, and something else that's linked below is Backroom Collections. Go check them out. I'm going to pop up some of their artwork, some of the things they've done, some of the new stuff. Go check them out. That link is also in the description. I think it's backroomcollections.net. Very, very good stuff. Use the promo code DouglieDoWrong. You get yourself 10% off. Also, patchvibes.com. If you guys don't know about Patch Vibes, which is crazy, great patches, pins. They got that cool mug over there that I use, t-shirts that I've worn in videos. Check them out. Use the promo code DouglieDoWrong and you get yourself 20% off. Now let's jump into this. And you guys said you kind of liked me throwing around the NFL at the beginning of these videos. And I got some big around the NFL news. Josh Allen signed a contract extension. 6 years, $258 million contract with $150 million guaranteed. That man is making a lot of cheddar. A lot of cheddar. As of me recording this right now, I don't know the full breakdown of how much he's making each year, when there's an out, all that stuff. But $150 million guaranteed over 6 years. That's kind of what you look at. Like I always tell you guys, look at the guaranteed money. $258 million. What is this, a baseball contract? He's going to be making a lot of money. He's going to be making a lot of their cap space. And we all saw this coming with Josh Allen. He was going to get a big fat contract because he's a good quarterback. As much as I'm a Dolphin fan and I hate the Bills, he's a good quarterback. And we knew he was going to make a lot of money. And the market's going to keep going up for these players. You know, by the time Tua, if he does become really good, and if he does become good enough that we're ready to give him a contract extension, we'll see at what point and what ratio he goes in. But Josh Allen is going to be taking up a lot of cap space that the Bills might have to start taking away from defense, something. So it's going to be very interesting what happens with the Buffalo Bills there. But I wanted to talk about that in the division. Crazy amount of money. But let's talk about what Brian Flores said today before the press conference. Not before the press conference, but before their walkthrough. Talked a lot about Xavier Howard, and that's something I'm going to talk about. X has done a nice job. He is dealing with an ankle, been very supportive of his teammates, and is attentive in meetings. He is coaching guys up. Obviously, he is an important part of the team. I think what's happening right now is X is coming in, and X is just not, he's here, Marshawn Lynch. I'm here just so I don't get fined. But he still wants to support his teammates, even though he might be mad at Greer. I don't know if he's mad at Flores. I think it might be a Greer X situation, because I think him and Flores might still be talking, because Flores doesn't deal with the contract situations. That's Greer. So I'm wondering if he's doing all this stuff to show good faith, to kind of be like, I can make this work. But I'll continue. We are talking things out one day at a time. There's a lot going on here as far as COVID and injuries, things of that nature. X will be traveling to Chicago for the joint practice and for the game. I don't think he'll be playing in the preseason game, and I also don't think he will be doing anything in that joint practice, but he will be traveling with the team, which I find to be very, very interesting. If you could tell by the title of the video, it's going to be what I'm telling you, what I'm about to say right now is we don't want to trade X. Write that down. Now, is that Brian Flores trying to inflate the price of X? Because X coming out with that letter essentially saying, I want out, I want to be traded, kind of dropped his price, because obviously, you know, certain teams aren't going to want to pay too much for a player that doesn't want to be there. But now Flores is coming out saying, we're not trading X. Write it down. He's going to stay, because the next thing he says is he's a very good player. We want him on this team. I talk to X every day. Every conversation is productive. As I said last week, we're moving in the right direction. Make it work, Miami. I think what's happening is Brian Flores is seeing what the team looks like without Xavier Howard opposite Byron Jones, and we are seeing more deep plays and more big plays without X there. So, and a lot of it's towards, Noah and the opposite side of Byron. So he says talks are progressing. I'm not going to get into detail of that conversation. These things are taking time. As long as the line of communication are open and everyone is willing to compromise, we can get something done. And I hope and pray they do. Now, what they do, and Chris Greer isn't one to give away a lot of money. Well, Dougie did it with Eric Flowers, Kyle Van Noy, and Byron Jones. Of course. Byron Jones is still working out. You might think he sucks, but I don't think he sucks. But I could see them standing their ground, and I could see them eventually coming to a compromise. I don't see the only way I could see them trading X, because again, this is what we need to remember. They did not want to trade Mika Fitzpatrick. They sat down with Mika Fitzpatrick 3 separate times, but he is a giant man-child and wanted to go. They did not want to trade Kenyon Drake, but he didn't want to sign the contract that they were offering him. He wanted to test the free agent market. So they were like, well, we should get something for him. So they traded him. They did not want to trade Laramie Tunsil. But the Houston Texans and dumb Bill O'Brien made the offer too sweet to not trade him. Even Laramie Tunsil said, I trade myself for the amount of firsts they got, and then they turned into more firsts. So the Dolphins don't want to trade X. They know with him on the defense, it's going to be really good, and we're going to be another top 10 defense, especially with the pass rush. Hopefully we get going. So I think they're going to try to make it work. I'm not saying right now it's about a 50-50 that he gets traded or he stays. I will keep you guys updated. Some other news from today: Fuller Phillips and Andrew Van Ginkel are day-to-day. They're on that day-to-day regimen. And he said it's still early to evaluate the O-line, but he did say that this whole joint practice with Chicago is going to really help them decide starters and all that stuff. Now, some notes, and again, it was a walkthrough, so they literally were like walking and just going through plays and going through the motion. So literally it was really quiet. I had the family over. That's why you're getting this video. I think at 10 o'clock it's going to come out. But X was stretching with the team, and he did participate in some of the walkthroughs. So did Jalen Phillips. So did Andrew Van Ginkel. And so did Devontae Parker. That can tell you how minimal the physicality of today was, that the fact that these 3 guys were day to day were going through the walkthrough, but no Fuller. Pilardi was kicking punts, line drive 50-yard punts to Jason Sanders at the 10-yard line. They were like kicking back and forth to each other. Waddle, Grant, and Noah were doing kick returns. Jesse Davis was back at right tackle when they were doing 11-on-11 walkthroughs. So it seems like as of right now, it's Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, Dieter, Hunt, and Jesse Davis as the starting offensive line from left tackle to right tackle. Noah was standing on the sideline while the second team was running, because those second team corners were Javaris Davis and Crevan LeBlanc. I hope he makes the team because I really like saying his last name. Kinley was now with the second team left guard, which is nice to see him get that promotion. And then, like I said, X came off at some point, and then McCourty took his spot opposite of Byron Jones. But that's, like I said, it was a very slow day today. Camp 9 walkthroughs. Tomorrow, I think, is pads. And then I think next week they head to Chicago to do a joint practice with the Bears. But be sure to comment below. What do you think about all the stuff Brian Flores said about X? I know there's some of you guys who are like, screw him. You know, he said all these things. I don't want him on the team anymore. Comment below. Do you want X to stay? And I know there's variables like how much do we keep him for, yada, yada. But comment below. Let me know. That's the biggest thing about today's video. It's the whole conversation surrounding Xavier Howard. Be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. Now, this comment comes from Ray Sosa, and he says, comment of the day. Great video as always, Doug. Do you think there will be any regression from Jason Sanders, being that he played nearly perfect last year? I hope not. I hope he's like one of those, I'm trying to think of any kicker right now, and my brain is just not working. Normally I'll pause and I'll look it up, but no. Vinatieri. Vinatieri was good for a good stretch of time, and then towards the end of his career, he kind of fell off. Even the Ravens kicker, who again, his name is not even working right now in my head. He's been like, I'm hoping Jason Sanders continues that success and continues to just be good and be successful. And we have a new Linda Mare. We have a new, whoever you want to say of a great Dolphin kicker. For me, I grew up watching Linda Mare, and he was always clutch. So no, I hope there's no regression, Ray. And I hope you didn't jinx them, because then I will be very upset. But Ray, thank you for the comment. Like usual, guys, if you want to be part of the comment of the day, just say comment of the day in the before your comment. Normally, the way I find it is I go through the comments and I put comment of the day, and then I pick one that is either funny, good, informative, or whatever. So thank you, Ray, for that comment. But that is the video. I will see you guys tomorrow. Going to be talking Camp Day 10. And we're getting pads, I think. I don't know. I'll let you know in tomorrow's practice, but in pads. But also, before I get out of here, check out Miami Sports Music. Fantastic site. Fantastic podcasters. Fantastic YouTubers. Me, TDK Flexin. Solo D is a part of it with his boy Steven. Check them out. They have the morning show. They have all this great stuff. Go over it. Check them out. Other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.